Alright, so in this video, I'm going to discuss why most people chose Uruguay over other options as the best bang for the buck deal, which means low taxes, territorial tax base. So they have the best possible tax jurisdiction, low residency for citizenship, a strong passport, a non CBI passport. Some of those CBI passports are tainted. People don't prefer them anymore. They want real citizenships, they want natural citizenships. And the question was, what's the best deal? Majority of the people chose Uruguay, and these are not ordinary people. It's a combination of our advanced members, subscribers, and the entire expat community. Over 230 participants participated in this poll. The choices were Costa Rica, Panama, Uruguay, and others. Now I'm going to discuss why Uruguay wins the poll. What is so special about this residency? Should you rather focus your energies on Uruguay? Is this really the best solution? I'm going to deep dive in some of the comments, provide my analysis, and then finally conclude if I agree with this assessment or not. But before we deep dive into this, if you haven't subscribed, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel. It helps you be on top of things. I try to cover updates as they happen. One of the commenters here says that my father is Panamanian, he has a history of Panamanian family members, and he talks about how difficult or lengthy the process is to get citizenship. What really helps in this situation is the right attorney, the right contacts who know what they're doing. A wrong attorney or a wrong agent can mess up your application, and then of course you're looking at years and years and years of delay. So you want to avoid those situations. If you have the right attorneys who are working with a specific immigration office day in and day out, let's say it's not your fault, let's say the immigration is not, it's kind of messing up with your case, then you want a constant follow-up. If the immigration people know that the attorney is going to be behind their back, then they're going to obviously pay attention to your case. So you want the solid, strong support. Someone says Belize, Nicaragua is undervalued. Why not DR, a quick passport and territorial tax system? I think DR is an undervalued option. I agree. I think DR has a lot of benefits, and a lot of core expats do realize the importance of DR. The biggest advantage of DR is the speed, right? A couple of years is really fast, one of the fastest ways to reach citizenship. It is a territorial tax system, so it gives you that tax advantage that you're looking at, so you can't go wrong. DR is very good for someone who has a slightly stronger passport. Let's say you have American, Canadian, UK, Australian, New Zealand passport. You have all the access. You're not just looking to renounce your citizenship as yet. Then Dominican Republic is a good complement to your portfolio. Gives you that slight bit of security, gives you the tax advantages, and also gives you somewhat of a unique access, including Brazil, Japan, and some really interesting countries on the Dominican Republic passport. Someone says Portugal. Now, Portugal is uncertain, a lot of rule changes and a lot of chaos. It's best left alone, in my opinion, unless, of course, you want an EU access. You have to be in the EU. It's for your family. You want that EU life, then maybe Portugal makes sense, but not really from a tax or a passport optimization perspective. Someone says, I heard all three of them are nearly impossible regardless of what the law says, and there's been a lot of commentary on this comment. People say stuff, it's easy to sit and say this is not possible, that is not possible. Unless you do it and find the right people to do it, nothing is possible. And if you, vice versa, anything is possible, right? You have people flashing passports all the time. They're able to obtain what they need to as long as they're being positive. So being positive, being optimistic, trying not just one, but multiple options at the same time, then you're going to strike one. Good chances, right? Permutation, combinations, logic, and brain. So you got to follow that law, not what you hear on different forums. People are going to discourage you. You got to filter out, right? I think Brazil is a good option. Brazil is a good option, but depends upon what route you're taking, right? Not the best tax solution. The question was about taxes. Otherwise, you have a ton of other options which are great. Crypto Nerd, our advanced member here, says El Salvador could be a great contender in the future in this space. but their current investment program seems unattainable. Mexico would be a better option instead of the three above. At least the citizenship part is guaranteed. Mauritius is better for tax residency, and then one can go for a strong passport from the ones that can be acquired. Now, one of the biggest situations that I personally see with Uruguay is that, let's say you become a citizen, there is a slight situation going on with the way they list you on their passport, right? Your passport, once you become an Uruguayan, the nationality seems to be your home nationality. There's a distinction between that. And then the citizenship might be Uruguay, but nationality would be the nationality of your original citizenship. Let's say you're a Chinese or some other country or Singaporean. Your home country does not allow dual citizenship, but they're going to list you as a national of that country. And then they obviously would say that you're a citizen. So there's going to be some confusion, and some countries may or may not like that kind of a distinction. You have a similar situation with Panama. You pay more money, 300K in property, and then you can directly qualify for the investor visa, and you can obtain a travel passport. But that's not a citizenship. The citizenship is going to be a home country citizenship. So in theory, it looks like a passport. It looks like Panama is authorizing your travel, but other countries may not buy that. Let's say you go to the EU and you get stuck, you get kicked back. You don't want to be rejected an entry that can mess up your entire profile forever. So don't try to play games where it's not necessary. Go get real options and then try all these tricks. Someone says Uruguay and Panama are very difficult in actual practice. Panama is virtually impossible based on my first-hand experience. Now, my personal take on this is I don't agree with Uruguay because of this nationality citizenship distinction. Secondly, you got to physically live there, right? So let's say you have the permanent residence, you're looking at 6 months in each year. For someone who wants to put the time on the ground, Uruguay might make good sense. But when it comes to pure flexibility in terms of residency, I think it's best to keep the two separate, right? Your citizenship could run separate. It's a powerful, solid citizenship. You want to renounce your home country passport. You're prepping for it. So you're getting this alternate citizenship. It's not going to be the best tax solution because the stronger your passport is, the stronger your country is, the more they're going to tax you, the more serious they're going to be with your money business. So you want to keep that separate. You decouple that from your residency. Let's say you're doing a Paraguay or a Mauritius, or let's say you're doing even a Guatemala, right? Guatemala can kill two birds with one stone, because you're not only getting a citizenship, but you're also getting a tax, territorial tax country to do your tax residency. The only situation is Guatemala might not be the most ideal experience to live for some people. You got to wait for 5 years, and the passport isn't the strongest in the world. So let's say you're pairing a Mexico for the passport and Paraguay, Mauritius for the tax residency, or even DR. So you're decoupling your citizenship country from your tax country. You can continue to strike this balance. All you're looking for is obviously getting access to the most tax-friendly or tax-optimized jurisdiction. You're protecting your citizenship on one side. Obviously, you're keeping your assets out of it because it's going to be a tough country to deal with. So you don't want to get into the mess, right, that you are in currently. You're trying to get away from it. So you don't want to create another mess. So you keep away from that strong or bulletproof country that you're trying to be a citizen of. And then you're focusing your tax energies in this tax-friendly jurisdiction. Now, this is the meat of the conversations that we have. What is the right combination to strike that can get you the right benefits? You can always click the link in the description. You can book a call with us. We can discuss what's the best fit in your circumstances, get you started. Now, before you go, there's some special advantages for our advanced members. We have insider discussions. There are a lot more poll topics that advanced members can be a part of. If you are a subscriber and not yet an advanced member, go ahead and join this channel using the join link and be a part of the Good Life community. All right. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. And there's an interesting hack to El Salvador, an indirect hack, a legal hack. If you are interested in knowing what this matter is, hop onto this video. This talks about that legal hack that I'm talking about. All right, catch you in this one.